All right, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Thanks so much for showing up for our iZigg webinar training series. This time we are going to be discussing the new user interface. And obviously that just means how the system looks. The experiences are a little bit new, a little bit more streamlined. We'll be going into the system in a little bit, but just wanted to give just a general overview of this. Everybody may have already seen a toggle in their accounts. So this is just, we're rolling out this new look and feel. This is an option that's going to offer everybody a little more streamlined, easy experience, going from maybe just one screen to send a message and to manage from some of, the 4 screens that, you had to click through. So just simplifying the process altogether and working with your lists a little bit better, and maybe getting rid of some of the features that don't really make sense at all, just to make it a better experience for everybody, a little bit cleaner as well. So it is now available for all clients to try out. We will be rolling out improvements and fuller feature sets over the next 12 months. So if there is something major that comes out, we will obviously notify everybody, do a little bit more training on it, and get you up to speed on it. So we hope that you look for that. Not all the features have been fully programmed for this new experience, though. So the platform will automatically direct you back to our classic UI if this is the case. So if you hit on maybe some of the automations or account management, they're a little bit more complex in nature. So they're going through a complete revamp as well. So they'll be updated in the coming months. So to access the new user experience, everybody's probably noticed on your dashboard, there's a button that says, go to the new UI on the dashboard. And to toggle back, you're gonna select use classic. So let's go ahead and just give an example of this, and let's log into our account. So let me go ahead and just go to the dashboard. So this is the experience that everybody sees right now. So a lot going on here. Obviously, we have a lot of tabs, a lot of features that could be utilized. And you notice go to the new UI. So if you hit this, it may take just a second to load. We are going to another server. We're just trying to keep them separate for right now. And you notice the first thing that you're going to see is a calendar. So like most CRMs, most platforms these days, sometimes you want to start with just a quick glance and an overview. So there are a few buttons to take note here. You can look at the month. You can just go to today, the week, and then all is going to show you all of your messages, much like when you looked at your recent messages in the old one. So let's just give a few examples here. So I can look at a day where I sent some messages. It's going to give me a list of the messages that I sent. If I want a little bit more information, all I have to do is click on it, and it will take me to my report. So I'm able to see my message detail. I'm able to see what lists or lists receive it, if any failed, and what that message was. So you are still getting reporting. It's just a little bit easier if you just wanted to look on one particular day and see the report or what message that you sent. Very easy to do that in the calendar. And like I said, the all option is going to give you all of your messages in a list right here. And the same thing, you can go in and look at any of those reports in finer detail by clicking on them. If you have automated messages, which means that when you were composing your message, you selected to automate it, same time, same place every week, those will show right here. So you'll be able to immediately go to any automated messages that you have if you wanted to edit maybe the speaker or a link or some of the information in it. Very easy to do so right here. So I want to go back just a little bit and talk about some of these menu items that you will be using and some of the experiences that are definitely going to be fully fledged out. And there are a few, obviously, that are not, that we talked about earlier. So we want to go to messages right here, and we just go to mass messages. And you'll notice up top where you see the name of the feature, there is a blue play button. These are going to be tutorial videos that are associated with that particular feature. So you can click on those at any time, watch a quick video as you were trying to learn the new platform as well. We'll also be probably creating a few more videos and putting them on our YouTube site like we've done in the past. So up in the upper right-hand corner, if you wanted to go back to the classic view, that is the first button that you will see. But then there's also the compose. So let's go ahead and any message that you want to compose, we're going to start from here. You may be asked to agree to the terms and conditions initially, so make sure that you go ahead and do that. And then as you can see, everything is in one place. So my usual description, whether this is just an explanation of what your message is, whatever organization or campaign name that you want associated with that particular message, you still have your scheduling options, whether you can do a one time, later, or set it for your automated. And then a little bit easier is going through and finding your lists. So a lot of our clients will hold a lot of lists here. So now it's really easy just to click off the list that you would like, or you can search for a list. So I'm going to search for my particular list. I know that it's selected, it's shown down here, and I'm just going to confirm that. Over on the other side of the split screen, we can go ahead and start typing our message. And you can see it will start to type out. Okay. I'm going to keep typing here because there is something that is much different on this new UI in terms of programming and sending an SMS versus an MMS message. And most of you know that your SMS is your standard 160 characters. When you go to MMS, it automatically jumps to 4 message credits. And it's either going to be a picture, which will always be SMS and 4 credits, or if it's just a longer message that has more characters, we're going to break that up a little bit and only charge you 1 message credit per 160 characters. So the way that you can see that, I'm actually just going to take this over and go out. So here we can see that I can select MMS, or if I want to keep this message that is only text, SMS, I can do that. And what this does, folks, it is obviously decreases your credit count, but it's also going to increase your deliverability to your subscribers. There are a lot of phone plans and a lot of carriers out there that are not going to deliver an MMS, and it could be just because of the lower rated plans, where those people are, they're just not going to deliver that MMS. So this is a really great way to make sure that if you are sending just a longer message, which just includes text and no pictures, that it is still included as an SMS. It will be 1 message credit per 160 characters. So it will not automatically jump to that 160. So here we go. If we wanted to add a little bit more information here, so if you had any type of picture that you did want to associate with your message, you can go ahead and look from a library that you've already uploaded or reach out into your system. There is also obviously the URL shortener. So it is really important that everybody notes, I would not use a bit.ly link or your message will probably be denied. And it's only because a lot of the carriers see bit.ly as spam, because a lot of spammers do utilize those bit.ly links. So we're going to encourage you to either just put the entire URL, or if you want to save your credit count, you can go ahead and use the URL shortener that we have, because it has already been compliance. It's already gone through compliance with the carriers, and unless you're sending something that is non-compliant in content, you should be absolutely fine. So still we have our media, our shortened URL if you wanted to do a mail merge. We also have templates as well. So if you are used to using templates, I will say that if you had templates in the other system, you might have to recreate them in the new UI. So just a little note that some things may not translate from the classic to the new, because it's not simply just a new face to it. There is some different programming that is going on here as well. So I can very easily save this as a template. I can access one of my old templates. So you can see that I have my categories, and then I have some of those templates here if I wanted to go ahead and insert those. Very easy to do so. So everything that you need to do is on one screen, and that's what we're talking about with just being a little bit more streamlined. So I'm going to go ahead and send my message. It's always going to tell you how many message credits that you have. And this is an example of using that SMS feature for a longer message. I'm sending it to 4 contacts, and it is only charging me 2 message credits per instead of the 4 per contact. So we're going to go ahead and send it. And then let's talk about some of the other features that most people are going to use. And that my ding has already received my message. So I can tell that today, which is the 17th, I have the message that I just sent. I can go ahead and click on it, and I am going to get my just very simple report right here. So going back to, let's go to signups. This is going to be where all of your keywords are held. Your keywords will transition over. Easy to work with, just a little different screen is all. So if I wanted to create a new keyword, all of your action buttons are going to be in the upper right-hand corner. And as you can see, everything is just kind of streamlined and in one screen, making it extremely easy and user-friendly to go through. So using your signups is going to be where your keywords are. That's how we're initiating into the system. I also want to point out reports. So reports are going to give you, let's go ahead and look at a contact report. So I can see all of my contacts. I can see how they were initiated in the system. If I had contacts here, it would give me just a graph representation of it. How those contacts entered into the system, whether they were a keyword, an online sign-up page, did you manually add them or import them from a list? And then your contact count by a distribution list. So all of your reports are now in one place, which will make things a little bit easier and more streamlined. So we can see the message, the credit usage. If we had voting campaigns, we're able to see very easily the actual voting campaigns right here and all of their results as well. So I'm just going to take this minute and see if there is anybody that has any questions. Please go ahead and put it in the chat or raise your hand. This experience really is just meant to make it a little bit easier, but also allow you to go back and forth between the classic and the new UI. So the only feature that is always going to be in this new user experience is going to be your inbox. So the old inbox has been phased out, but that is the only feature. And there were just some technical reasons why we did that. So you can still go into your inbox. You can still search by dates. You can go ahead and create new folders to hold your information. And of course, you can initiate conversation as well. So remember that your inbox is a two-way conversation opportunity for you, whether this was going to be customer support related, or if you were at an event and you were answering a question, that is also an opportunity to engage a little bit more. Some of these other features are not going to be ready yet, such as your automations. So if you were to go to automations, you would just notice that it's probably going to take you back to the original one, or some of your auto campaigns, just to give you an example. So you'll notice now we are back at the classic UI. So if there is a feature that is not available in that new experience, it will automatically redirect you to the classic UI. It may tell you as well. So we would encourage everybody to go ahead and move around this new experience. Remember that this is considered beta for us, which means that any feedback for any issues or bugs that you may have found that we have not found are always welcome as well. But I think that you'll find it a little bit easier to use, especially if you're just sending messages, managing your lists, and then even importing contacts. If you have already signed your import agreement and you are importing contacts, that is a pretty easy one as well. It's not going to take you through the multiple screens that we have had in the past. So just talk about a little bit your user interface here. Clicking on our logo is always going to take you back to the home, which will be the calendar. The calendar is now considered home unless you have the inbox scheduled as home, which you can. Every account has ability to do that. So if you utilize your inbox, you can make that your home page. Otherwise, it will always be the calendar. You will always see your domestic and international credits right here. And then if you have data sets, right underneath that is the toggle for that. So if you are the master account and you have access to different data sets, which just means different locations. If you don't know what that is, I encourage you to look back on some of our old webinars on our YouTube channel and look at the location management webinar. We will talk about that. So for right now, I think the main things that you will want to utilize are going to be messages, signups, contacts, and invoice. So I think the only one we didn't go into is going to be the contacts. And remember, this is just where all of your phone numbers live. So these are all of your contact lists. Creating one, obviously, you can create a new one by using the plus or the add symbol. You can add contacts in the upper right-hand corner, or remember your contact cleanup as well. I can go into some of these other features at another time or individually, or please contact us for any type of training. Lauren, Jeff, or myself will be happy to schedule a call with you so that we can go over just some of the features if you have any questions, or features that you may not realize were here until you started using this new user experience. So I think I'm going to end it right there. Really just wanted to give a quick overview, show you the streamlined nature of sending a message, working with your lists, maybe even the reports as well. If you see something that you do not understand, I encourage you to go ahead and just reach out to us and go ahead and put our contact information up. If you've contacted support, you've probably talked to Lauren a few times. She'll be happy to help you. Jeff and myself are also available, support@iZigg.com.